Welcome in, everybody, to College Baseball Tonight. I am your host, Jim Cross. Daniel Ball is gone for one more night, but we got to get down to business on this Sunday evening. Shout out to our sponsors, Chinook Seedery, Old Dominick Distillery, and Jesus One Apparel. But where to start? We're actually going to start in the ACC. Wake Forest, Clemson. Wake Forest had a 6-0 lead early. I really thought this was Wake Forest's chance to make a statement, go into Clemson, take the series, but ultimately their bullpen could not hold it together. A story of really the whole weekend. Obviously, they won yesterday, but had a massive 10-0 lead, only ended up winning 12-10. So definitely a concern for me when it comes to Wake Forest. They didn't have Ethan Conrad this weekend, but nonetheless, Clemson takes care of business.
The pitch. In the dirt, it gets away. Here comes McClatty. Clemson wins.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
That's how I felt. If I was the coach, especially, the wild pitch, everything that led up to it, Wake Forest had this series, and they let them off the hook. But who didn't let off the hook, I tell you what, LSU, Texas, I got to give Texas their due. Everybody was coming in really feeling LSU, including myself. But that being said, I had warned everyone. The reason why I didn't think they were ever deserving of the number one ranking was I wasn't confident in their pitching staff. I did not feel like we had the best weekend rotation, and there were still some bullpen issues that we needed to fix. And I think they ultimately showed this weekend. Really good Texas team, really good home environment. Sometimes you got to just, tip your cap.
How's it going, badass? Do you think I'm impressed?
Baloo blasts one deep to right, way out of here. 5-0 Longhorns.
In case you're wondering, that ball still hasn't landed, I don't think. But Texas, absolute statement win. With our release of our new top 25, they are clearly in the top 5 now, as I will discuss later. But, the best way to get over the negative is to talk about Florida, because Florida just got swept by Georgia. Another run rule, another massacre.
And you see how great he's done in the series, and it's going to get even better as this one is hit out to right really well. Yost has no idea where it is, but it's going to
15-4. I can't believe that this went the way it did. We actually thought Florida would bounce back. I picked Georgia just because I don't pick Florida, but I actually believed Florida would win. I did not think it would go down like this. And now, Florida finds himself in a deep hole. But let's get out of the SEC for a minute. I've been really high on Coastal Carolina, have really not gave Troy enough love, as people like to mention all the time. Well, Troy got my respect. They take the series from Coastal Carolina, outlast them. Check it out.
High drive, left field, back will go Alexander, track, wall, gone! Grand slam, home run, Harrison Bowman and the
Those patriotic uniforms are absolutely sweet. Them and Louisiana Tech have a competition for best uniform of the weekend. If you didn't see Louisiana Tech's blues that they wore today, it's a head-on collision of mid-majors doing the best uniforms in college baseball. Check it out. If you happen to watch this and you go check them out, let me know which one you think wins. But we're going to finish with Ole Miss. Ole Miss had the late game today, playing Missouri, get the sweep done. Nothing I like more than Ryan Mormon hitting bombs on back-to-back days, and you know why.
The lefty delivers, and this is hit hard to left field. Daniels back at the track, up against the wall. This one's going to fly out of here, and that's a
So Ole Miss gets the sweep, gets it done. Missouri finds himself 0-6. And so while we may not be able to see Ryan Mormon or John Cena, what we can see is in the SEC, Missouri, Florida, A&M, all 0-6. Two of those not expected at all. Teams that were both in Omaha last year, obviously preseason top 10 teams. It's crazy, and it's not going to get any easier with the SEC gauntlet. So really interested to see if either of those teams can bounce back. Missouri has to go to Texas next week, so don't see that happening anytime soon. But like I said, our top 25 is out. I'm going to release it with this link. I'll go through the top 10 here in a second, but I'm not going to put the graphic out on the show. I want everybody to be able to go check it out on all our socials. Our In Off the Bench Survivor merge will happen. Also, we will have our final 12 guests. The belt is done, so be looking for me to release that. And I'm going to be carrying it to a stadium near you. As a matter of fact, Alex Box, it will be the first one. But here is your top 10 as far as In Off the Bench. If you know me well enough, I don't really care about the other rankings. I go with what I see. Tennessee, number 1, Arkansas, 2, Clemson, 3, Texas, 4, Florida State, 5, Georgia, 6, LSU, 7, Oregon State, 8, Oregon, 9, and Wake Forest, 10. So basically the ACC and SEC, along with the Oregon teams, it still is what it is. We basically just had a lot of teams switch around places at this point. I have to have Arkansas at number 2. They have taken care of business, done what they needed to do. Clemson was already a top 5 team for us to beat Wake Forest and take care of that, even if it was gift wrapped to them. They did it. Florida State's just been kind of, they haven't really had competition for us to judge too much. They're a team I believe to be in Omaha because of their pitching, but we'll see how it goes. In Texas, number 4, I mean, you beat LSU, you take care of business, you've earned that spot. So we will have episode tomorrow night with Troy Wansing from Texas A&M. We'll get into this story. We'll try not to talk too much about what's happened with them. I'm sure it's not fun times around College Station, but remember, strong bodies, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We are out.